On the way back from Emerald Isle, we did a stop in Chattanooga.
We have always wanted to do all the things in Chattanooga, and it's a frequent stop on the way home because it's kind of like one of the last big cities. And so we've been there like so many times, but just stayed like one night. So we were like, we're going to do like 3 days there this time.
Yeah, we even planned another trip recently where we were going to go there. And then the night before we decided, let's just cut it short and go home.
Right. There is a ton of fun stuff to do there.
Yeah.
One of the things is the Children's Museum.
Yeah, we wanted to go there for a long time because Elliot saw it when he was a lot younger, and we wanted to get there before he like outgrew it completely.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was geared a little bit younger than Elliot's age, but he still had a lot of fun.
Yes. So one of the things that we could see from the outside, they have a huge glass front, and then also on the outside of the building they had this huge tower, and so the outside was like really calling to us.
Yeah, he loves doing all these like climbing things and like heights and stuff like that,
which we are not a fan of. I don't know. Yeah, and they had like a swing kind of thing and a merry-go-round, but it had like all these colorful things in there. I don't know. And then the inside had a really fun, they had like a music room, which Nick loved. They had a piano in there and a guitar.
And I think a drum set.
And a drum set.
Electronic drums.
So we loved that because we're all about the music.
They had like a whole art section that had all this stuff like plastered all over the walls. And
I
think they also had a little stop motion thing that Elliot did.
It reminded me of when we were in college. They had like the drawing pads, like seats, like you sit on it and then the giant pad in front of you. That was pretty fun. we could walk to it from our hotel.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Speaking of walking, they also had some stairs that you could walk to, and they had like water rushing down them, and they have like a little like pool, not like a swimming pool, but a little pool of like 1 foot high water at the bottom.
Yeah, it's called The Passage, and it's obviously like an art installation. Elliot, of course, I think got fully wet.
And it was kind of hidden. Like, it wasn't like you just see it wherever, like, and there's no big signs like pointing to it or anything like that.
Yeah, so if you go, look for The Passage, and it's really fun.
And speaking of hidden things, there's also a little alleyway that has all of these like umbrellas like hanging up above it.
Yeah, they're all colorful, and it's an awesome, like, fun photo op, I guess I should say.
Yeah. And unfortunately, there was a car parked there the whole time, so we couldn't get any really good shots, but we got a few.
Yeah.
So we stayed at a Hampton Inn. This thing is like very zoomed in. Like, you over there look like about how it should. Now look at Elliot's just like giant head. Smells like hobo in here. Oh, we never did a hotel room tour. Here's Elliot's bed.
Didn't we not do it in the other hotel?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did? Yay!
Here's our bed. They're divided by this weird divider. And there's the sink and the bathroom.
And how did I do? Did I do a good job?
It was another good hotel. We'd been there before, actually. We stayed there on the way down to Florida, I think. But it was in the winter, and we saw the pool, and it looked really awesome. So it had like all these like jets that like shoot over, and like a little waterfall, and it goes inside and outside.
Yeah, I think that's probably why we didn't go to it, because it was probably cold, and it's an indoor-outdoor pool.
Yeah,
but
it was heated because there was like a spot that was really warm, and then the rest of it was kind of cold.
Yeah, some of the water fountains were like really hot, and some were like totally normal. Another big tourist item there is the Tennessee Aquarium. And if you go into downtown, you can kind of see it. It has these big, almost like triangle shapes on the tops of all the buildings.
But when you go in, it's like got all these ramps and stuff, and you kind of like weave in and out of the main area. But it's like it's a little scary almost, because it's like got some like it was like really tall, and there was all kinds of railings, and like it was like dark, and like I don't know,
it definitely was dark.
Yeah.
And if you look like straight down, there's like a little bit of water. It's not super deep, but it looks deep when you're at the top. Huge tanks too. They're like, I mean, what you think, like 20-foot tanks?
Oh, probably more than that. Some of them.
And these fish in there look like they could just eat you, and not even like in one swallow, you know, and you have to take a bite out of you. Bigger than me.
Yeah, and they had a little area where there was like butterflies and stuff. It was outside and had like all kinds of greenery and all that. And I think the buildings were separated into like ocean and river sea creatures or river creatures.
Yeah. And there was a nice view of the river there too. Like when you first come in the building, there's like all glass windows, and you can kind of see. They have a fancy bridge that I guess you can. I think it's for pedestrians, and so you can see that. And
yeah.
It's kind of a fun way to see the city a little bit. So if you've ever driven through Chattanooga or the surrounding areas, you'll see signs everywhere for Rock City. Rock City! And so, of course, we had to check it out. I mean, we've seen the signs like 10 times.
Yeah. It's really cool. I would say, like, around where we live, there's a park called Elephant Rock, and it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It's like kind of some caves and some like giant like rocks and bridges and stuff like that.
Overlooks.
Yeah.
But Rock City is way better. Way better. Because it
Yeah.
has, like, they've definitely like worked it, and they've, you know, carved stairs and different areas for you to stand and stuff like that.
And they have like music piped in and stuff, and there is a really good like overlook where you can see like the whole like city and stuff.
It's like 7 states, I think you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have a restaurant up there even, which is kind of cool, but we were there way too early.
And they have this cave that's called the Enchanted Fairyland or something like that. And like you go in and there's all kinds of like gnomes and stuff like that, and little scenes like set up in the cave.
Yeah, there's little German scenes set up. There's like Hansel and Gretel and just all different German. It's very German themed. And we got to see it twice.
Yeah, we were like, it is confusing. There's like a map that they give you, but it's like we were trying to see everything, and we got to the end and realized we like missed this entire thing. And I was like, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to go that way. And she was like, oh no, you're supposed to go that way. And we ended up having to go through like almost the whole thing twice.
We have to go back all the way back through the cave. Don't follow me.
So the other thing that you'll see a bunch of signs for when you get close to Chattanooga is Ruby Falls.
Yeah.
We've been wanting to go, like, we actually were talking about going, I think, to Ruby Falls because we went to Florida on our honeymoon, like, what, how many years now?
18 years ago.
We were thinking about going then, and we had never gone. And it's basically you go into a cave, and then, like, they take you through this cave. It takes, like, maybe an hour, and then there's a waterfall, like, inside the cave.
Yeah. And we did it. We did it this time. Like you go in and they take you to the waterfall, and I thought that the lights would be on when we got there, but it's like they build it up and then they turn them on for 1 minute and that's it.
Yeah.
And then they turn off all the lights and you have to go back. So I wish that this show was a little bit longer because there was a big group with us and they did not care that anyone else was there. Like you couldn't get a good picture or whatever. So, but it was beautiful and we just enjoyed spending time there. And the cave had lots of really cool features. Like they had all these funny names. I don't remember all of them, but I think there was like the bacon strip and the candle holder. I don't remember them all, but they had all signs, pointing this is where it is so you could really see it, which was nice.
So I think our favorite place to eat was Scotty's on the River. It was on the river. And the food was just really good. And it was, I think we did it like the last night that we were there. It was kind of a good way to end the trip.
There was like people out on the water, like on jet skis, kind of riding by, and boats like docked up against there. I guess you can park your boat and then come in and eat dinner. The food was so good. I think I had a pork chop and it was like massive. I want to say it's like a giant pork chop. And the service was really good.
So if you're ever driving back from Florida or something like that and you want a good place to stop, I would highly recommend Chattanooga.
Yes.